Hello everyone, we are back with another standard chess video, and let's jump right in. I guess before we get started, I'll just say that I would much appreciate if you guys subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so anything helps. Every single subscription helps me a lot. All right, we are playing an international master. I am Tominho. So let's play the Caro-Kann. He's going to play e5. Now, do I go bishop f5 or do I go for c5? I'm not sure. So I've played both lines in the past. Both are pretty good. Let's not spend too much time on this choice. Let's, All right, let's go bishop f5. And maybe, okay, so he plays knight to f3. Knight d2 is another move, going to b3. Knight e7 here I like. And h6 or knight d7 are both valid tries. I'm just going to go knight to d7 here. And the idea is, okay, let's say white plays knight d2, knight b3. Now I can try this. So, all right, let's just play... Should we play a6? All right, I don't mind h6 or a6. H6 is more common, but knight b3, the idea is just put the bishop on g4. And if white's going to play this anyways, then a6 is a helpful move to have in already. So let's see what this international master has got in store for us. Let's take, play knight to f5. Next moves are probably g6 and h5. I've had some games like this. Let's just check out who this guy is. Tomas Larasas from Lithuania. And looks like he's played some of these games, but yeah, it appears that his rating is fluctuating a lot in the games that he's been playing. So he's probably only played a few of these rapid games. So this will be a challenge for sure. We're playing international master, but let's just accept the challenge with open arms. So queen e2. Now queen h4 comes to my mind as a possibility, just because I know it's an idea in this position. So queen h4 comes to mind. g6 also comes to mind. It's a pretty normal move, so we'll just play it. And g6 does two things. It prepares h5, and it also prepares bishop to h6. So maybe I'll play queen h4 here, follow with bishop to h6. Okay, let's just go h5. We still have queen h4 in the position. Okay, a4, he's playing pretty fast. Now we can trade these bishops. And literally every single one of my pawns is on a light square, which means that my dark square bishop is important. But in these particular positions, I know that the way that GMs treat it, the dark square bishop isn't terribly important. So I'm just going to ignore it. Now I'm thinking maybe queen h4. Just start putting my pieces over there. So is he going to go c4? Is that his idea? c4? Maybe that's his plan. We could go knight to h4. Just try to trade pieces. But that doesn't look terribly appealing. So what are we going to do about c4? We could just leave it there, just let him try to prove what the c4 move does. What else can we do? Queen to g5 is possible. Ideally, I'd want to put my pawn on g5, play g4, but that leaves this guy hanging. Is that a sacrifice I'm willing to make? Not sure just yet. maybe also knight d7, knight h7, knight g5 is an idea. Just come over here. Something like this. Okay, so c4. Yeah, the problem with this is we're giving knight c5 too. So I don't know how comfortable I am with that. But okay, knight f8, c4, knight h7. Takes. Knight c5. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like the proper place for this knight is d7. So I think I'll just go for this king f8 move, as odd as it might seem, just because I want to put my king on g7. Okay, so king g7 is playable. Rook c8 also. Rook c8 might be a little bit more in the spirit of the position. Just offer all these trades. He can take everything and plant his other rook on c1. That's one possibility. He goes g3, so I'll just take this opportunity to put my king on g7. Now maybe I'll try queen g5. Okay, he's just making his bishop safe. g5 is something I want to do in the future, but I don't know if it's smart now. I think queen e7 for now is solid, and our idea is we want to come to b4 with the queen. So we're making good pace. We're playing pretty fast. Obviously, our opponent's playing a little bit faster, which is okay. So he stops my queen b4 idea. Smart by him. And now I'm considering the possibility of switching my focus here and just taking on c4. Rook takes c4, rook d8. That's possible. So it gives him this c file, but okay, let's say takes, rook takes. Rook d8, queen e2, just sidestepping. Do we have anything concrete there? c5. If we have c5, that'd be strong. Takes. You can insert this though, so I'm not sure. Queen e2. c5 takes. Yeah, I don't think c5 is working there. Maybe I should play this rook to d8 first. He's probably going to capture, after which I'll take back with the c-pawn. He doesn't capture. So now I kind of want to take this. He takes back, but do I have knight takes e5 now? What's his trick after knight takes e5? Because I'm keeping pressure on the queen with this pin. I'm attacking the rook. It seems concrete. Okay, so he moves the rook back. I don't think he saw this knight takes e5 shot, because the black position is quite cramped, so it's easy to miss stuff like this, these liberation opportunities. Now I'm thinking, okay, so if c5, queen e2, I have to deal with this knight. I have to go back. And then I'm allowing some play maybe. So c5, queen e2, knight c6. It just feels like I'm giving back some of my advantage, whereas knight d7 is an attempt to keep it. So let's just make an attempt to keep our advantage, knight d7. I'm not a big believer in this pawn sacrifice that my opponent's done. Maybe it's not a sack, maybe he just missed it. But yeah, now I want to put my knight on f6 and claim an advantage. Let's see if our friend agrees. So queen e1. His idea might be going for d5. Can I go knight f6, knight c5, knight d4? Okay, I'm gonna do it. Don't see anything so wrong about it. If he goes queen to e5, I think queen c7 does the trick. It looks fairly solid to me. Okay, so he does go for this. Now let's say queen c7, knight c5, knight takes d4, or even rook d4, honestly. So queen c7 here, rook d4, takes, that looks good. So knight c5 isn't really on the table here. Okay, let's play queen c7. I think queen c7 is solid. We're just threatening to trade queens. Knight c5, okay. So my idea was rook takes on d4. Ah, my arrows. Come on, Dave. Rook takes d4 is my idea. Can I do it? So rook d4, queen takes here, rook takes. It looks fairly solid. Now the question is, take with the rook or the knight? Which one is more forcing? Knight takes might be a little better, actually. Knight takes might be ever so slightly better. So knight takes. Which piece to take with? Knight takes, rook takes, king f1, let's say. Now my rooks are in a slight bind, I guess. Okay, I guess we can play knight d4. The difference might not be so huge. I might be overthinking this. Maybe just knight takes d4 is completely fine. I'm just trying to be a little bit precise here. So knight d4, queen c7, rook c7, king f1, e5, f4. Okay, but f4 isn't a very good move. Okay, I think this is a reasonable choice. Knight d4 creates some threats of its own. Rook d4 liquidates. Rook d4 takes, rook d1. Okay, let's play knight d4. Let's play knight d4. Now, white probably won't take my queen, actually, even though that was the critical line that I was calculating, just because he doesn't want to trade queens while he's down. Okay, but he does. Does he have some tactical idea? He wants to do this. Okay, so here, and I take the rook. He takes my rook. That's pretty sharp. Who emerges better there? Maybe I should go h4, g4, knight e2, and then try to scoop up the f4 pawn. That could be a try. What else? I also don't have to react immediately. I can go king f8 to e7 and just ask him what his plan is. That seems like a tempting option. I'm going to do it. So I just want to go king f8, king up to e7, and allow white to prove his advantage. Or not prove his advantage, I keep saying that. To prove his position. So prove his counterplay. King f2 is played. Now king e7. Okay, I'll go king e7. If rook c4, I can always step back. So he goes for this, rook to d3. But I can still step back with my knight. And yeah, so I'll step back with this knight. Knight here, I'll allow him to take. Okay, should I go knight c7? Sorry, knight d7 here? Is there g4? Takes, knight h6. Okay, what if I just go king e7? Not allowing any g4 play, so yeah, king to d7, or sorry, king e7 with the idea of knight to d7. So he brings his rook, but now I want to trade. So I politely ask him to trade with me. If he goes knight back to f6, knight e4, I'll go back to f6. So knight e4, I'm thinking knight f6. Knight c5, okay, he goes there. That's interesting. Should I go e5 now, breaking stuff open? Or maybe I go knight d6 here, just bringing my knight to a better square. Yeah, how about knight d6? What's wrong with this? I'm not seeing it. All right, he goes there. Now can I just plant my knight here? Or do I go knight c4? Knight c4 asks some serious questions with this pawn. I'm tempted to go for it just because I don't see a concrete refutation. So knight c4, what does he have? I'm picking up this a5 pawn, looks like. I guess I have to be careful about b4 tricks in the position. That's one thing I have to be mindful of. So rook c3 takes and b4. He might have this. Which he does go for. All right, fair. So I guess if I take, he goes b4. I can't go anywhere with the knight, so I have to go b5. That doesn't look as good as it could be. I feel like I can create a bigger advantage if I just keep this knight. All right, so he might go back to b3, and then we have to come up with a new plan. A new plan of action. Maybe we go here, knight b5. This is my original idea. Just blocking things up over here. If he ever tries to come take this, I'm happy to exchange, just because I'm up 2 pawns. So he goes rook d3. Good idea. Now maybe I try knight f6, knight d5. Okay, let's go for it. Knight c5 maybe he'll try, but I put my knight on d5. Okay, I'm just gonna put my knight here. This looks like a good square for it. If he takes, I'll take back with the c pawn, which is important because I'll open the file of my rook. All right, this is a good opportunity to try and beat an IM, so let's do it. I guess now knight d6 becomes an option, but I don't want to just be like messing around with my knights the whole time. I want to create a concrete plan. So what's my plan of action to target these 2 pawns? How can I do that? So I was worried before about possibilities of b4, but now if I try to snake around and win one of these 2 pawns, b4 is no longer going to be possible because I'll have knight takes b4. On knight d6, my opponent might just go back to b3, which could be annoying. Yeah, this queenside pawn structure, despite being up a pawn, is making it slightly difficult for me to convert this. King f3 is a strange move, for sure. But I guess his idea is he's preventing h4 because now I'm not threatening to take that anymore. So if I go king to d6, he is just going to play knight to e4. He has no problems repeating that position. So how to make progress? Do I just bring my king over here and use it to defend the b-pawn and then try to make some progress? So, maybe I put my king on c8. It's occurring to me that that might be the plan, to put the king on c8. And that way I have the e7 square for my rook, and I'm defending the b-pawn. Okay, let's do that so that we're just defending the b-pawn, king d8, king c8. He might go for g4, just trying to break in the position. That wouldn't be a bad idea by any means. But let's try to put our king on c7. Okay, so he does it like this, but now can I do this? Check. King e5 is a dangerous move. I don't know if he wants to play that. So let's say he goes king d4. How am I trying to win? He does it. Okay. Maybe I try h4. Is h4 worth a try? It looks fairly strong to me. I don't see too many concrete drawbacks. So, okay, let's... Let's play h4. See what white's trying to do. We're just trying to undermine these pawns so that I can win the f4 pawn. So if he goes g4 or takes, I'm now threatening, or I am going to win the f4 pawn. And we get a resignation. Good game to international master To Min Ho. That was a good one. Man, I'm happy about that. Let's go back. See what happened. Nice win. Alright, so we played this advanced variation with bishop to f5. Just brought our knights out. And here I tried this a6 idea because I know in the knight b3 variation, so if white goes knight d2 and knight b3 right away, then there is this sort of idea where you play bishop g4. So based on that, I was trying to waste a move. In the actual game, I played, let's just go to the game report. And I may have to adjust the screen slightly. Okay. Yeah, let me just adjust this a bit. All right, let's take a look at what happened here then. I'll minimize that a bit, shorten that. Okay, and enlarge. Okay, let's take a look. So e4 was played. Caro-Kann. Let's just see what the chess.com report gives me. Okay, it gave me 94.6% accuracy, which I'm very happy with. I'll take anything around this 95 mark. Shows good play. So I played this idea with bishop to g4 with the idea of coming into f5, just giving up the bishop pair. And here I pointed out that my dark square bishop is valuable because every single one of the 8 pawns is on a light square. But I still give it up with the idea of bringing my king to the king side and leaving the rook on h8. So now my opponent played rook c2, which is a bit of a blunder. He was trying to double on the c file, but I have this tactical shot with knight takes e5. And unfortunately, my opponent missed another tactical shot in this position with knight takes d4. So this was the debate that I was having in my head, whether to play knight d4 or rook d4. And the computer says that knight d4 is minus 1.36, but rook takes d4 is minus 2.45. So rook d4, queen c7, takes. Rook d4, knight d4, and let's say rook to d1, knight f5. And yeah, I thought, okay, rook d8. What does the computer say against this? e5. Oh, okay, and I guess the point is that anytime rook b8 is played, we just come back to d6 with the knight. So okay, rook b8, let's see the plan. Knight d6, rook d8. And where's the knight going? Is it going to... Oh, knight fe8 and king f6, king e7. So that's the way that I should have gone with this rook takes d4. Instead, I played knight takes d4, which is still winning. Not as decisive, but still winning. f4, and then this conversion happened. Takes. Brought the knight back, knight d6. Yeah, the idea is just putting my knights in the way of the rook. And I just came back, put the knight on b5. And yeah, let's see how this conversion went. So yeah, king to e4 is not that great. Knight d6 was the best move, and now h4. Okay, so I did find the correct move, and this pretty much forced resignation because the computer evaluates this as minus 4.43, so we're pretty much up an entire rook here, and that was a solid game. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for this standard chess game. It was really sweet to get a win against an IM here, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Have a good one.